Welcome to Modular Hippo and episode 6 of the Kiribati boat wiring episode. In this episode I am doing an unboxing on the EG4 Chargeverter. The EG4 Chargeverter is a battery charger, 100 amp, which is aimed towards people that are using generators to make sure that you clean up the electricity before you start to charge your batteries. Another thing I'm doing is putting some oil in my generators, as well as putting on a tachometer. I'm doing a lot of stupid mistakes in this episode, so I thought I'll show you the uncut version of all the silly mistakes I've done. Enjoy! So let's see what we have here. We have some cables, look quite sturdy to me. These are the same quick type connections that I also have on the Seplos battery. But I think those cables are slightly chunkier. So this is 4 AWG in size. So looking good so far, solid. Well packed. So we'll put that to one side. And we have something else that looks like another cable that probably goes to the actual chargeverter itself. I will have to look into that, but that is also very sturdy and well packed. Put that to one side, and we have more cables. So that looks like a Cat 5 cable, and that's just kind of a standard phone cable for transmitting comms. And then a USB 2 Cat 5 cable as well. So I'll have to look and see what they are for. And then we have the chargeverter itself. Let's see if we can. Oh, I also found a quick start guide for the chargeverter GC EG4. So we'll put it aside. So we'll turn this one upside down. Make a little table. That is upside down. And here it is. EG4 electronic. It's quite a heavy box. There we go. So I finally got my chargeverter. So a 100 amp battery charger, 48 volts, good for charging lithium ion batteries, and it'll take 230 volts in. That will come in from the generators, and then it will stabilize that load and then output 48 volt DC in a stabilized version to make sure that there is no harm done to the Seplos Mason battery boxes and the Prism batteries in there. So I'm looking forward to reading up on this one and connect it. So the idea is to make sure that the generators are connected to the mains. So there's one connection to the mains of the boat, so that I can use the inverters directly from the generators into the actual mains of the boat, or if I want to use it as generators for charging the battery, I will then connect the load via this Chargeverter box so that I can charge the batteries. So I'm going to create a little shelf for the Chargeverter, so I can put it on the wall until I have a battery. Don't think I will win any prizes for this one, but it will definitely hold the Chargeverter up on the board, so it will have to do. Not strong enough. I did a couple of extra little L profiles there. Hopefully that should be strong enough. Let's give it a go. There we go. I think what I will do as well, just to be on the safe side, is pull a couple of plastic tie bands around it, just in case the shelf comes down. So we will be sitting here until I got the battery, and when I got the battery I can then play around, connect the generators and see if I can charge. So why do I stick things on the wall? There's a couple of reasons. One, the saying out of sight, out of mind. I don't want these in boxes lying in a corner somewhere so I forget to work on them. Number two, it gets things off the floor because I don't have a lot of space. And number three, it just gives me an overview of the components I have so far and helps me push forward. These, by the way, are UK plug sockets for 230 voltage, and I'm just going to use the earth on these. So instead of hardwiring the earth to the generator when I am connecting them together as two generators in parallel, I am going to wire the earth to one of these instead, so I can easily unplug it whenever I want to move them. So I might as well put these together now. So this is how they came to save and postage. Just came in a normal jiffy bag. To give it more context, this is the plugs that is used to plug in one of the generators to be used for parallel running, so two generators side by side. That's the earth that you need to hardwire into the generator. So instead of hardwiring the earth, I am going to make sure I'm only using the earth point on these contacts so that I can use one of the sockets on the inverter on the generator to take the earth from there. Because once these are in place, I won't be using both of the UK plugs on the inverter. So that just speeds things up. I don't have to hardwire stuff. I can just pull it out when I need to and quickly remove the generator if I have to. The idea was to mount these tachometers and hour meters, tachometer and hour meters, to the Honda EU22i generator. The generator comes with a built-in kind of maintenance hour counter, which you can track via your phone, your Android via an app, and it shows the number of hours. The problem is I have two generators and you can only track one at any one time. So I thought I'll mount these cheap Kebedume tachometers, so I have a second backup of making sure I know when to service the generators. I am going to just make sure that these brackets fits as they should, because I've seen someone who tried to fit one of these and apparently it covers a screw that you need to empty the float from petrol if you want to store the generators long term. So I'm just going to see for myself if it covers the float screw. If that's the case, I'll probably have to cut out a little piece out of these two just to make sure I can get to that screw. So that's my next step. So I'm going to open up and see if the bracket is covering this little screw that I want to be able to get to. If so, I'll have to cut into this one. So I'll check that now. So that's the carburetor float screw. that you use to empty this float if you want to store it long term. So if we hold this up like this, it clamps on here. You'll see that it's going to cover the access to that screw. It doesn't cover the access to the screw, you can still get to it from underneath, but it will be tricky to bleed it and empty it from petrol unless you have some kind of a special funnel that you can use. So cutting this piece off here would definitely give me some more space to work with that. Saying that, it's a 2-second job to remove the 2 screws or nuts that will hold this in place when you empty it, and you won't empty it that often, so I'm probably not going to cut into it. I'm going to leave it as it is, with the idea that if I have to remove it, I'll just remove it, the whole thing, by removing those two nuts here. So once I get the plastic spaces, I can then fix this one permanently, and I can also then wrap this little cord around the spark plug. I think it's 3 or 4, just rounds around the spark plug cable, and then you can hold it in place by a tie band, plastic tie band. And that's all that this tachometer, hour meter, needs to sense that the motor is running, so they can keep track of it. So I now have all the parts that I need, including the plastic spacers that I found. For anyone who is looking to do something similar, I'll stick a link in the description of where I found these tachometers, hour meters, and also these brackets. You could probably simply make these brackets yourself, but it's so cheap, so it's probably not worth it. Some M4 hex bolts and or more screws, and a couple of M4 lock nuts as well. Let's see if I have a chance to actually do anything before it starts to rain. It looks quite grey, so fingers crossed. So let's start. So it will be sitting like this, which means that I want the meter to go on like that. And it doesn't matter if it's, because it's a sliding, it doesn't matter where it sits really. So we'll stick it in the middle. Spark plug cap is over here, so I just need to find the best way to route this cable without touching any hot elements. So it looks like it's going to be best way to run it is along here. There's a little groove between the air box and the carb, and then carry on up to the coil, and then just along the coil and along the spark plug wire cable. Give that a go. I think you can cut this sensory cable to length, but I'm not going to do that. Instead I'm going to curl it up here, because as soon as I've cut it I'll probably realize that I should not have cut it, so better safe than sorry. So all I got to do now is to wrap this around this spark plug cable 4 times, and then just secure it with a plastic tie band. And once that's done, I think that's installed. So that is the final product. And if we turn this one around, you can see that I'm saving this cable here, because I want to be able to potentially remove this, and if I have to I can clip these two and just move that to one side. It's not going to be in the way there, it's not touching anything hot. That is then coming up here, and I could probably potentially put another tie band here somewhere just to make sure that it stays in place. I'll probably stick one here as well. So unfortunately I can't test this because I need to get more oil, so that when I break the generator in, I have oil on standby for another couple of turns of breaking it in. So I'll probably top this up with oil today, ready for when I receive the other oil, and then we can break this one in according to the Honda manual. That's the oil that came with the generator. So it says it is 10W30 SGSF. So it looks all good to me. If I understand it correctly, the oil should be topped up all the way to the last thread on the actual opening here. See if we can tip this back a bit. Like that. I think it's 440 milliliter that goes in, so that will be roughly half of this. Yeah, by putting it on its side, I have overfilled it, so we will have to tip a little bit out, which I will need a bucket for. Such a noob mistake not to not keep the compressor straight when I was filling it up. As well as the ironic part is that I've ordered one of these extension tubes that you can buy for £5-6. you know, $7-8, just to make sure that you don't make a mess. I have one on order, but I just couldn't wait for it to arrive. I was too eager to put this oil in, so this is the result. So it will be a little bit of cleaning up, making sure that there's no oil in the bottom, and also lesson learned for the next one. I'm going to do the same thing too. This should get rid of the excess oil anyway, and I should be able to clean this up. So in Sweden we have a saying, om huvudet är dumt får kroppen lida. And it means in short, if your head is stupid, your body will suffer. And that's what happened today. Thanks for watching episode 6 of the Kiribati boat wiring. Today has been one of those days from when I woke up. I started to break things when I was making breakfast. And I felt potentially I should just have a rest day today, but I pushed on anyway, and I did a lot of stupid mistakes, as you can see. It's a bit like those days when you're driving through an empty city and every red light you come to or stoplight is red. You know, it's never that green where it flows. Anyway, I managed to get the oil into the generators after all of that kerfuffle, as well as putting the tachometers on. So I got something done. If you're new to this channel and you want to learn how to not do things, feel free to subscribe. And if you like boat builds in general, there's a playlist for that, as well as there is a playlist for the motor build of the actual electrical motor that will go on the boat as well. So if you subscribe, or if you already subscribe, I'll see you next time. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.